When is it self-defense and when is it murder? The difference can be a thin legal line. Let's break down what separates the two. When does self-defense become murder? All right, what's going on, folks? When is it self-defense and when does it cross the line into murder? Understanding this thin legal line isn't just a matter of curiosity, it's crucial. We're diving into what separates these two and showcasing real-world examples to keep you informed and in the know, all right? So stick around because knowing this distinction might just keep you on the right side of the law.
Everybody ready? Let's do it.
So what turns self-defense into a legally acceptable reaction? All right, so first off, we have the concept of imminent threat. That means you must genuinely believe your life is in immediate danger. All right, so picture a burglar breaking into your home, knife in hand. Yeah, that's imminent. Next up is proportional response, the force you should use to match the threat level. Think stopping power, okay? Not overkill. Lastly, no aggression is a big one. You can't start the fight and then claim self-defense. It's about protecting yourself, not picking battles.
Protect yourself at all times.
Whatever.
All right, so let's talk about situations where deadly force isn't okay. Revenge killings? Sorry, it's a hard pass. You get into it with somebody, then track them down later, that's a ticket to a murder charge. And shooting a fleeing attacker once the danger is gone, that's crossing into illegal territory, all right? So the takeaway, once the threat is over, so is your right to use force. We have to think defensively, not aggressively. All right, so here's where things kind of get interesting, all right? You've got the castle doctrine, which in many states says you don't have to retreat if an intruder comes into your home. So kind of picture feeling secure, knowing you have the right to stand your ground, all right? In contrast, other places enforce a duty to retreat. That means if you're outside the walls of your castle, you're expected to avoid confrontation if possible. State laws vary widely, so you've got to know your local rules before acting, all right? Know your state laws, please.
You think I don't know the law?
All right, so let's break it down with some real-world examples, all right? So imagine a home invasion. An intruder is coming at you with a knife. Defending yourself makes sense and aligns with self-defense laws. Now, picture a bar where you bump into someone, all right? They shove you, then walk away. But you shoot them as they're leaving. That changes the dynamic completely. Now you're in criminal homicide territory. So understanding the difference in these situations is crucial, especially when emotions run high. All right, so even if you believe it was self-defense, the court might see it differently. Misjudgment can lead to serious legal consequences. How a case is presented in court could make or break your defense. Jurors will interpret the situation based on how the facts are laid out, and their perception can heavily influence the outcome. So it's a reminder to always keep a clear head and know the law before you ever draw your weapon. All right, so to wrap this up, knowing the law is key. It can make the difference between walking free and facing a prison sentence. Educate yourself on the line between self-defense and murder to ensure responsible firearm use. And hey, drop your thoughts on self-defense laws down in the comments. Remember, the only unnecessary risk is not knowing where you stand legally, and always stay safe and informed. All right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.